first time in season 2017, the series ventures to Western Sydney, and for the first time in 5 years, it is the extended Brabham configuration of the Sydney Motorsport Park circuit in use for a round of the Shockwave Science Production Touring Car Championship. Hello everybody, I'm Zach Cope and welcome to our coverage on Production Touring TV of races 2 and 3 from here at Sydney Motorsport Park as round 2 of the series rolls on. What a belter of a race we had here yesterday. You can see on your screen there the grid for race 2 reflecting the results of race 1, and it was Mark Kane prevailing in an absolute PTC classic. 5 cars separated by 3.09 seconds at the end of the day in a race where Mark Kane prevailed on top, scoring Holden's first win on New South Wales soil and a Class A2 car's first win on New South Wales soil since September 26, 2015. It was a day for the record books. It was also a day to forget for CXC Global Racing. You can see there Dylan Thomas and Daniel Estousen starting at the back of the grid following separate mechanical issues. We're ready to go racing. We're on board with Tom Muller as the lights get ready to turn to green. Race 2 on a beautiful sunny day here in Western Sydney. Let's go! Brilliant start from Muller. Look at Thompson in ahead of him. Straight up the outside of Barry Graham and up on the outside of Matty Holt as well. They're going to go 3 wide towards turn 1. And it's unfortunately Mark Kane that's lost out there completely at the start, forced to do nothing but tuck in behind Matthew Holt and follow him through. But Holt has managed to hold off Thompson. Oh, Muller! Big moment for Muller! Straight off into the dirt at 2. And lucky not to be cleaned up by the following cars on the way through. Huge moment there for Muller. And he's right in the back of the field as we go on board with James Harrington now. Contact there with Finley Hills on the way through, and the Hills unraveled by that as he makes his way through in front of Harrington still, and he's been having a good run so far this weekend in that Class E car. In fact, he's in the only Class E car and Harrington's in the only Class S car in the field here this weekend, a field of 33. Gracing us with their presence. The numbers have been superb in the opening 2 rounds of the season as the field goes through. Loyacano, Holt, Kane, 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, and it stretches around as we enter the new section of the circuit. David Bailey and Paul Pearson coming through there on your screen now. And already charging through there, of course, is Daniel Estousen so beautifully. We go on board with Matt Shilan as he makes his way through now. The Honda Integra in Class D, facing some stiff competition from the younger guys, Jimmy Vernon and Dan Smith in this series so far in 2017. But a nice new paint scheme on. Oh no, there's Daniel Estousen. Smoke billowing out of the back of that car, and the CXC Global Racing Pilot's day is done. Shocking weekend. Coming to a crushing halt there for Daniel Estousen. CXC Global Racing literally built an engine off the floor for that car the other night, and unfortunately it too now has expired. 2 engines in 48 hours. Really difficult weekend at the office for that magnificent operation out of CXC Global Racing. We're on board with Kerry Nicholson. Now we go back to our race leader, Paul Loyacano, Matty Holt. That's the point that we didn't get the highlight at the start there. Loyacano got the better of Mark Kane. Kane, as I said, was forced to tuck in behind Matty Holt as they make their way into turn 2. He lost the start completely. Thompson was up into 3rd. Kane has since got him back. And look at Dylan Thomas charging through the field there as well. From the back of the grid up to 10th or 11th at the end of the first lap. The guy is on a mission as they make their way through. Lomax Morsink, safety car deployed now. We're on board with the 62. That's Barry Graham. And there's the field making its way through this Brabham configuration extended portion of the circuit. Turns. There are 18 turns on this configuration of the circuit. The portion between turns 7 and 14 make up the extended Brabham configuration. It's only about 700 metres of racetrack, but it's tight and twisty. Not a lot of the drivers have been huge supporters of it so far this weekend. Jacques Estousen's absolutely loved it, but for the bigger cars it has been a little bit of a battle trying to get through there. In terms of finding speed as well, because you find that you spend a lot more time on the brakes, especially in the bigger cars, trying to get them through there. It's really tight and twisty. Paul Loiacano leads this field under safety car. Matty Holt in second. Mark Kane third. Barry Graham has slipped out of the top 5 there because Stephen Thompson's got up in front of him. So too Trevor Simmons and Rodney Thorpe and Dylan Thomas. So Dylan Thomas already up inside the top 10 there as we get ready to go back racing. On board with Robin Coulthard now. We're green for away. Barry Graham looks as though he lost the jump on that one as well. Here comes Coulthard flying up on the outside. Trying to gobble up both Graham and also Dylan Thomas. Will be successful in getting Graham. He might not get Thomas, I don't think, as they go through one. Oh, contact! Kane and Holt have come together. There's bodywork flying off the Marcel entry for Showtel Racing as they go through two. Most of the other competitors unscathed, but Kane will be out of it. Day done. Well, race done for him. And that's unfortunate. That's a really disappointing way to counterbalance that magnificent win from yesterday. The top of the tail, the hero to zero sort of scenario there for Mark Kane and Showtel Racing, and he'll be joining Daniel Istausen and co down at the back of the grid when we go back to green in race 3 this afternoon, as we follow Loiacano and Simmons through the new portion of the circuit here at Sydney Motorsport Park. In behind them, Dylan Thomas, Stephen Thompson, then Rodney Thorpe, then young Jarkus Towson's had a good run, Barry Graham, Matty Holt, then Nigel Williams up inside the top 10 as well. Great racing here so far. There's Kerry Morsink. He slipped on his own power steering fluid there yesterday in race 1. And unfortunately was classified as a DNF, but he's made his way back through the field very, very nicely. On board with Trevor Simmons, the Rundle line. Unfortunately, he won't get any further than second because the checkered flag is out and waving. Paul Loiacano for the second day in a row wins Class A1, but this time it's an outright win as well. He's first in production touring cars. The step up from B1 to A1, the change in Evos, really paying off for him. Yes, okay, he's still working and developing the car, but he's got a race victory in production touring, and that is well deserved. Simmons in for second the first time in A2, ahead of Thomas, Thompson, Thorpe, Towson, Graham, Coulthard, Holt and Wilbo, the top 10. We go over the page to find your Class B2 winner in Adam Gosling. Class D are going to Daniel Smith over Jimmy Vernon. And further down we see Philip Allen there in Class B, won the first time of them in 19th spot. Over the page once more we go to find our Class E winner in Finley Hills and our Class S winner in James Harrington, 26th and 27th respectively. Mark Kane, Tom Muller, Daniel Byron not finishing. Unfortunately, Daniel Byron didn't start race 1 either, so it's been a really rough weekend for him so far in that Subaru. Not as rough as it was for the two exclusions in that race. Nigel Williams, Scott Turner both done for safety car restart infringements here in race 2. Last race of the weekend is green. Off the line nicely, Loiacano. Thompson again. Straight around the outside of Simmons to second immediately. He just blew Dylan Thomas off the line as they hit the first corner. And at this stage, it looks like he won't win the battle to turn 1 with Loiacano. Loiacano will lead them through. Thompson yields and settles into second as Dylan Thomas looks to redeem himself by going up on the outside of Trevor Simmons on the run to turn 2. Loiacano, Thompson, Thomas, Simmons, 3 wide those 3, Simmons, Thomas and Thompson, but they eventually settle themselves down and make their way through turn 2 for the first time. Magnificent to see so many cars out there, and they've all made it through the first couple of corners safely. As we go on board with Paul Pearson. We're off and racing in this final one. 6 laps of the journey as Pearson goes through there, looking up on the inside of Lomax to turn 5. Contact gone! Oh no, that's Pearson off and out! And he's not happy about it either. Contact with Lomax on the run through turn number 5, or the approach to turn 5, as the rest of the field stretches out towards the new section of the circuit. Bailey going through Lomax as well. what a good start that was for Stephen Thompson. What a terrible way to end the weekend for Paul Pearson. There's Adam Gosling. We're on board with him now in the BMW. The best of Class B2 so far this weekend. Up over Corporate Hill. Rest of the field makes its way around onto the main straight. Yellow flag out. You saw it in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there. Safety car, boards and flags. Oh, no! No! Thompson hasn't seen it. He's gone straight by Loyacono. Thompson will lead across the line, but how long that'll last, I'm not sure. He's gone straight by our race leader, Paul Loyacono, after the safety car, boards and flags started being waved. And that will be, unfortunately, the end of the road for Thompson. They won't let him get away with that one. Unfortunately for him, wrong place, wrong time. He mustn't have caught the first yellow flag. He's gone straight by Loyacono. It's happened to the best of them before. Need to remind you of the Bathurst 1000 incident from a couple of years ago. But unfortunately for Thompson, because of where he was in the field, there's no way the officials wouldn't have seen that. And he'll have the stewards to answer to at the end of the race. But in the meantime, he'll lead the field back to the green flag. Away we go. Great restart from Thompson. Better restart from Thomas. Straight around the outside of Loyacono as they go through the first corner. Is Townsend looking to follow his teammate as well? He's right up there alongside Trevor Simmons right now. He's looking down on the inside of Paul Loyacono. 3 wide going into turn 2, and Thomas goes straight around the outside of Thompson as well. So Thomas, from the rear at the start of race 2 to the front at the end of race 3, he leads Thompson through. And now we're on board with Robert Coulthard as the front pack sorts itself out just up the road. And what a restart from Dylan Thomas as they make their way through. There's Matt Shilan coming through turn 3 now on the run up towards the 4-5 complex as the rest of the field makes their way into the extended portion of Sydney Motorsport Park. Mitsubishi's running 1, 2, 4 and 5 at the moment. Trevor Simmons the odd one out in P3, holding off Jacques Townsend at the moment, and Paul Loyacono as well as they make their way through. You can see Rodney Thorpe in there holding off Barry Graham, Matty Holt. Mark Kane's already got back inside the top 10. What a fight that has been. He must have taken a fight from Dylan Thomas, charged through exactly the same way at the end of, or during, I should say, race 2. Back on board with Robert Coulthard. They make their way around over the top of Corporate Hill. The sun's starting to go down here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Been a long day at the office in round 2 of the Cairns New South Wales Motor Racing Championships for the Shockwave Science Series, and round 3 for some of the other categories. Of course, the PTC was not on the grid at Sydney Motorsport Park on the first weekend of March when the other categories started their season. Gary Mawson now follows the pack around towards the main straight again, where we pick up Jacques Townsend. Down the main straight we go. Dylan Thomas leads. We're going to hit the last lap board any time now, probably the next time by, as Townsend's got the job done on Simmons. I was just about to say Thompson follows Thomas, but Thomas has already broken out to a huge lead. And now coming into our screen, look at this! Jimmy Vernon's in front of Daniel Smith. The Class D league battle has changed hands in this race. Smith was 5 from 5 going into this event, and now Jimmy Vernon finally, after 6 races, has the lead in Class D ahead of Daniel Smith, who's coming under pressure from Nigel Williams, who'll be trying to make life as difficult as possible for the Honda Integra driver. This is a huge talking point as we go on board with Gary Mawson coming into this race. Smith was undefeated. He picked up 5 race wins so far in Class D across Frankfurt Park and Motorsport Park. But now, for whatever reason, Vernon has managed to be able to get ahead of him and may just be able to hold on here. Smith may have just met his match, which sets us up for a very good battle between the two of them across the course of the rest of the season as they make their way through the new section of circuit now. Oh, Williams, gone! Turned around there at turn 8, and now he is a sitting duck. He's just got to let the whole field go through. That is unfortunate for him. He won't lose all positions. He won't go right to the back of the field, but he smokes it up on his way out of there, and he will not be happy at all. As the rest of the field make their way around, Matt Shilan again there at the back of our shot. We go on board with him through turn 2, trying to fight with the guys in front of him. I mentioned earlier that as far as Class D is concerned, he's got a real fight on his hands this year because Josh Muggleton and Daniel Smith have both joined the fold, but also Jimmy Vernon's been there for a year now and has really taken the fight to everyone within the class as they make their way down the main straight. There's Rodney Thorpe leading the battle with the defending champion Matthew Holt and also the BMW of Barry Graham as the last lap board gets thrown out this time, and Trevor Simmons goes round the outside of Jacques Townsend to third, and as Townsend appears to be slowing, he's in trouble. Well, no one's going to stop Dylan Thomas from getting the race win here. It's been a wretched weekend for CXC Global Racing, and Jacques will be lucky to make it to the line. He's been passed by Loiacono and Simmons, who have gone to 4th and 3rd respectively. Thompson still 2nd, all chasing Dylan Thomas. They're not going to have any luck catching him, of course. He's got too good a lead at this point in time as his Townsend continues to slip through the field. We pick up Morsing, Vernon, Gosling, then Fishburne. There is Daniel Smith, and behind him Jeff Kite. Back to this battle featuring Lomax, Turner, and also Couchy in the 4th there, and Shilan just behind them as they go through turn 2. Back to the front. That lead for Dylan Thomas is huge. It's only been a couple of laps under green here, and he's pulled out, cleared out. Herbin still under pressure from Graham and also Holt. Great fight back from Kane to get back inside the top 10. Gosling appears to be losing the back of Jimmy Vernon there. It's been a great fight for Gosling all weekend. He'll win Class B2. But in the end, the cars in front of him, Morsing and Vernon, just have too much oomph at the moment. And they have cleared out on this last lap, giving themselves some breathing space. Gosling still under pressure from Fishburne and Smith. And Kite not far back as well. We're on board with David Bailey around the outside of the slowing Mitsubishi of Jacques Townsend. But at the front, there's his boss, the main man at CXC Global Racing. A fitting farewell to production touring with a race win here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Back to Gosling now through the 15th corner of the circuit. Only 3 to go after that one. And back to the main straight we will go in just a moment to see Dylan Thomas coming across the line. 3 different winners here at Sydney Motorsport Park this weekend. 4 to start the season. Dylan Thomas wins race 3 at Sydney Motorsport Park in round 2 of the Shockwave Science Production Touring Car Championship. Thompson in for 2nd. That'll change. More on that in a moment. And then Simmons, Loiacono. Then Thorpe holding off Graham, Holt and Kane. What a race that turned out to be as the rest of the field stream their way through. 3 different winners this weekend. Paul Loiacono picking up his first in production touring, and Mark Kane his first in that brand new Showtail Racing Club Sport of his as Kerry Morsink and Jimmy Vernon come through there as well. But it's the old hand and an experienced one at that in Dylan Thomas that picked up the win. Simmons, Loiacono making up the podium because not only was Stephen Thompson disqualified, but also Nigel Williams for the 2nd time today. Thompson for the passing under safety car, and then of course Williams for another infringement to do with the safety car as well. It was Class A1 to Dylan Thomas, A2 to Trevor Simmons, B2 to Adam Gosling, D to Jimmy Vernon, finally getting a win on the board in Class D this season in 11th outright. Class C to Scott Turner, Class S to James Harrington, and Class B1 there to Philip Allen in 19th spot. Sadly, Finley Hills a retirement from that last race, but he's still the best placed in Class C this weekend. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of round 2 of the series. 3 different winners here this weekend. Great racing being had in New South Wales Production Touring. Next stop, Lakeside, State of Origin with our Queensland colleagues. We simply can't wait. On behalf of all the More Driven Media crew and the Production Touring TV team, I'm Zach Caban. Bye for now.